Girlfriend and our best friend. They've been best friends since birth, and they're gonna shoot the chat with you. They're gonna talk on a podcast that they're doing together weekly. Yeah. You did so
made
good.
it through the whole thing.
There was a couple moments in there that I was like, uh-oh. But
I almost
lost
it. I was this close. To losing it. I was like, I will push through.
You know what the funny thing is that people from the outside, like, find someone that thinks you're hilarious, guys. Find someone that constantly strokes your ego and laughs at your jokes, right? It's a match made in heaven. The best thing is, though, the people that don't know us and don't know me are, like, watching this being like, it's not funny.
They don't.
Yeah, they're just, it's like, just silent where I'm like, oh, wow. And they're like, it's not funny.
I sometimes, like, my friends will text me, be like, I saw Sophie's reel that she posted or whatever. So I get on and, like, look at the reel. And I loved it when you're like, intros are hard. That's just like
they are.
Me just guys. Laughing, and you're like, okay, my beat dropped.
Dropped.
Too good. Too freaking good. So I'm proud of myself. I really can do it if I
look
put
at
my
that.
mind
She put
to
her
it.
show face on, and they said, I got it on. She's a stone wall, and when it's time to show up, she does.
Well, you know what's funny? It's one of those things where, like, I don't know if other performers have this or not, like, real performance, because I don't perform anymore. There are certain people that I feel like I cannot perform with. Like,
She cannot.
Honestly, if you and I were ever in some sort of comedy performance situation, I don't think I could do it. Like, I don't think I could hold a straight face. I just can't. With a lot of people, I can, and it's fine, but
actually, I agree with that. Of, like, there's just some people that they can always, like, make you crack. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's true on, like, improv, like SNL. You can see there's always that one actor that makes everyone crack. Guys, welcome to episode 16.
Shoot, that's crazy.
Can you believe that?
Do you know that means we've been doing this for like 4 months? We're awesome.
And you thought that this was just a one-off. You thought this was going to fade into the existence.
When did I say that?
You thought that we were short-term. You said when this is over.
You took one thing.
We keep proving her wrong, y'all. Keep proving her wrong.
I just am, the when this is over could be 40 years when one of us passes away. It could be, there's not a time limit on it.
This is Ansley, and I met her at literal birth. And our moms were friends, and then they hung out all the time. So we had to hang out all the time, and then we became friends. And now we have a podcast. And why should you listen to it?
Number one, I think it's cool to see relationships that have spanned 26 years. That's like pretty freaking awesome, I think, because you don't often see friendships that span that long, especially when you're 26. So that's number one. Number two, I think we're funny.
Hilarious.
Again, maybe we're not. Maybe we're just funny to each other, but I think we're funny. Laugh all the time. We have a good time on here. Number three, we just talk about some good topics, some good things. We cover some good stuff. We just like talk about some relevant things, especially if you're in your mid-20s or you're like a young adult. I think it's just very relevant.
Because we're also young adults, y'all. So
true.
From young adult to young adult. Or
so those are
maybe
some
you're
reasons.
Old. Maybe you're an old person and you can just look back and be like, dang, that's what it's like. Or, oh, that's what the kids are thinking these days?
Right. It's like a relational, relatable moment.
That's our future. I gotta learn about it right there.
That's right.
Or if you're young, you can be like, that's maybe what it's gonna be like when I'm that age. Or you'll be a robot by that time. So, if you're 13, life's gonna suck. So enjoy it while you can. We have a comment that says, I have so many freaking hobbies because I want to try everything, even though I never have enough time. Hee. You know the hobbies from when I was a kid, but some I've gotten to as an adult is boxing and kickboxing, cocktails and mixed drinks, coffee and espresso. This person sounds amazing. D&D,
I know exactly what this is.
Learning Arabic, and building and maintaining computers. Am I good at any of them? No. Do I enjoy them all and want to keep doing them all?
Aww.
Absolutely. Who was that, Ansley?
Luke Melton.
Very good. Very
Luke Melton!
Other hobbies, see if you can guess this one. I think you could guess this one. Someone commented, cleaning, combing, dyeing, spinning wool / alpaca fleece.
Your mom?
Yes.
Okay, I was about to say, I was like, the only person I know that does that is Lori Steele. So.
That's actually the only other person I know that does that too. This one.
Oh, I'm excited. Can I try to guess?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hobbies that they enjoy are trying not to get evicted, processing childhood trauma, and shady sites on the dark web.
Is it it's not a Stelton. It is a Stelton? Sam.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
My brother is whack, y'all. So
dude, also though, he's listening. I feel like that's the first comment we've had from Sam. Hi, Sam.
No, Sam is the one that said, I don't give a about what Sophie does on set. That is him. I figured it out. Exposed. So look out for many hilarious. More unhinged comments.
Is that his actual Spotify?
God knows. Listen. My brother, y'all think I'm unhinged? I'm like a funny unhinged.
The day
I'd
we
like
get
to think,
Sam on this podcast, if
I'd like to think I'm like a cute unhinged. Like, she's so crazy. Sam's like, uh-oh.
Okay, this is making so much more sense. Because I was like, who is this commenting this? That is so funny. Love him. I miss Sam.
Out.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Sam. We miss you. I have finally got my boyfriend on the Stranger Things train, and I'm very proud of it. I'm very happy for it. Yay. Like, it's just like, oh, I need someone to understand that Harry Potter or like Lord of the Rings, a cool phenomenon that a lot of people like. Hello. Like, what do you mean you've never seen it? So I'm very proud that we've been doing it. We've been enjoying it. We just finished season 2 for all you fans out there. Season 2, so good. I can't remember. They're a little blurry, and I'll let y'all know, of course. But I think season 2 might be my favorite. Like, that one, it's just so good.
Yeah, no, season 2 is like, really good. I think seasons 1 and 2 are definitely the ones that I will never forget watching season 1 though. Like, I'll never forget, because when it came out, it was just like so novel, and you had the 80s
There was
soundtrack.
Nothing like it, I feel like. Yeah.
No, there wasn't.
80s
it was so new.
Thriller? Like, there was no
real,
but
like, also like
thrillers.
I don't know if I can call it fantasy, but with the like monsters and demons sort of side with the D&D stuff going on, it was like, what is this mix happening? And it worked, you know. Like, I just will never forget watching season 1 and going, incredible,
so good.
But season 2 might be my favorite as well. I love season 2.
Yeah. Yeah. I also have been watching The Lowdown on Hulu. Shameless plug, my acting coach, Abby Cobb, is in it. And guys, if you want to see what I am learning from / hope to be, watch that. She's so good at it. Master character creation. Yeah. So it's very good of like, learn from people who are doing what you want to be doing. So yeah, she got that, and she's so good in it. Also made me really fall back in love with Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke is so... It's just such a, like... I mean, you watch these shows, and it really is such a thing of, I guess, encouraging in a way of, like, from the acting standpoint of, like, these people were really just in their apartments waiting, you know, trying to get the role. And everyone's like, where have you been this whole time? And they've been like, I've been trying. But, like, yeah, I don't think... I know he'd done, like, side parts, but, like, Hopper in Stranger Things. I've been like, this actor is so good. Like, where has he been all my life? And same thing,
right.
yeah, I was just watching Ethan Hawke, and I'm like, why has he not been in more stuff? Like,
because Ethan Hawke,
so
I feel
good.
like popped off when he was younger, right? Like,
Yeah.
you had him in Dead Poets Society, you had him in Gattaca, you had him. What's another one that when he's younger, it was like a super, super popular film? I don't remember. But yeah, and then he kind of disappeared off the face of the earth for the middle age times, and now he's older and he's popping up again. I don't know.
He's still good, y'all. He still got it.
Still got it. Nice.
So that was very good. I just finished that. I think it's a limited series because it definitely like ended. Like it had like a end. But I liked it. It's based in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Ooh. So yeah, it was
very
cool.
nice.
Would recommend. And I'm currently still reading The Sun Eater. I don't know how I feel about it. It's just it's a little slow. It's like the opposite of like what you were saying, where I guess maybe I just got used to it, or like my dopamine brain. I loved the Red Rising series because it was so just like action packed, and this is just
snappy and it's fast, which is it's funny because I'm like, I'm a builder. I think I'm a slow builder fan. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love good page turner, and Red Rising has been a very good like counterbalance to my physical book reading because it's like a slower burn. So when I'm like, okay, I need something that's moving along here, then my Audible gets me, you know?
And then we have a question of the week. What is something that's nerdy about you?
I would say the biggest one though is probably musical theater. I don't use it as much. I don't have anyone to nerd out about it with at this time in my life. But when I'm with my musical buddies and there's some musicals fans in the room, oh man. I will pop off on that. Also, though, I would definitely say like certain franchises, right? Like the Lord of the Rings films. I am such a nerd about that.
Total nerd,
I love that. Yeah. What would you say? What's your nerd
I would also say Lord of the Rings for sure. One of my like to-dos, like for some like winter break or something, or like not that I get a winter break, but just like sometime when it's just like, ooh, let's be cozy. I really want to rewatch the commentary on all the Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah.
Because I know a lot about it, but I want to like get more. You know?
No, actually, yeah, I would like to do that as well. I would really like to watch the commentary because I feel like I've watched it in blips and pieces, but I don't know if I've ever sat down and like watched it straight through with the commentary. So I would like that.
And now I think we are gonna talk for 10 years, so we might need to get right into it, y'all.
Okay. Here's my favorite moment of the week that's gonna segue into this.
Oh, sorry.
Favorite moment of the week was on Saturday. I went hiking in Albania in this beautiful place named Valbona National Park, and it's stunning. It's part of the Peaks of the Balkans routes, which is like a very popular international backpacking route that's like a 10-day circuit that goes through the peaks of like Montenegro, Albania, Kosovo. So beautiful. Anyway, so I went with some friends of mine, but this is why it's going to segue, because if you've never been to the Balkans, or if you've never been to like a second world, third world country sort of situation, you don't understand how travel works in these places. And what I mean by that this is what I mean by that. My friend Leah and I were going to rent a car and drive to meet our friends in Valbona. And we didn't do it ahead of time enough, so we call and they're like, yeah, with the car rental and crossing the border, it's going to be €90 for the day. And I was like, oh no, that's just a no, too much. So then our friend is like, no, I'll meet you guys in this place that's outside of Pristina called, I think it was Comoran, maybe. And we're like, great. So we get up and we take a taxi at 6 a.m. from our houses to the bus station. We get there at 6:15 because our bus is supposed to leave at 6:30. So we walk into the bus station. We're like, hey, what place is the bus going to be at? They say 6. Great. So we go out to 6. 6:30 comes and goes. No bus. So we go back in. We're like, hey, where's this bus? And they're like, we don't know what you're talking about. The bus is coming at 6:50. We're like, where's this 6:30 bus? And they're like, well, that doesn't exist. That bus doesn't exist. Even though we're looking at it on our phone, on the app that normally I would say sort of works most of the time. And we're like, okay, whatever. So we call our friend. We're like, we're going to be late. We go back out there. We get on the bus at 6:50. and we say, hey, we're going to Comoran, can you drop us off at this point? And they're like, no, we don't take that route. We do not go by that stop. And we're like, awesome. So we're on the highway. We say, can you just let us off here? We get off of the bus. We call a taxi, and we're like, can you please get us to Comoran? And then eventually we make it over there. It was just the most Balkan travel situation. No, thank God. That's what it was going to be to rent the car. But it still was just like convoluted. And we're like, we could have taken a taxi from our homes to Comoran versus coming to the bus stop and then waiting around for the bus. And the bus doesn't even take us where we need it to go. Like, it was just craziness. Yeah, it was just craziness. And so all of that to say, I'm now going to introduce our topic for the week, which is mishap travel situations. And Sophie and I have some good ones, let me tell you.
As pro travelers, yes. Yes. Okay. Oh my God.
This is one for the books right here.
You know what's funny is I was talking to Mom and Dad the other day. They mentioned it. They were like, why have you not told this story yet? Like, that's really crazy. Like, you need to tell this story. And I told them, you know what it is of like literally right now? I think it's the same of like the infamous criminal justice story. There are certain stories you don't like to tell because you don't want to relive them.
No, that's
because
so
even
fair.
telling them gets you like
Anxiety,
I'm sweating right now. Like I'm already like my heart's pounding. But I will do it. Okay, I will do it for you, you little. I don't even know where to start. Basically,
once upon a time. I'm coming home for Thanksgiving. Christmas, Thanksgiving. For the first time since moving out there.
Yes,
right?
I hadn't been home in a while. I was very excited to be home for the first time. First time seeing my family and being away from my family that long. And I'm just an actor that decided to act a little late in life, right? Late in life. I'm just figuring things out, okay, as I go. Like, I literally am just like, what's an audition? Like, I have to figure it all out. And I learned a very important lesson here. I live in a very small town, right? Our town has, 2 stoplights? Like, it feels like it has a Walmart, and that's about it. It was a big deal when we got a McDonald's in our town. Like, that was news, okay?
True.
That town in itself is an hour away from any other big city, maybe 2-ish hours away.
Sure.
We live a half hour away from that town in the woods, okay?
Yep.
So we drive from our house further this way into the woods to this like other backwoods West Virginia moment. And I'm at this art show and I get an alert on my phone. Oh my God, I hate this. I get an alert on my phone that says, you have a callback tomorrow for fucking Coca-Cola at 10 a.m. And I'm like, oh my God. And now we know, right? I know all y'all are like coming to me for acting advice, so here's some acting advice. If you are doing an audition, you need to figure out what days you're not free. You need to immediately let your team know. You need to let all the people and all their friends and all their cousins and uncles, you need to let everyone know, I will not be in town these days. Like, I'm not available to do it this day, like whatever, so that they all know and they're aware. Because, I did this audition, never in my wildest dreams thinking I'll get a call back for Coca-Cola. I never get a call back. I don't get callbacks, especially for commercials. Like, once in a while, you guys know I'll talk about things I'll get to do. Commercials, it's a desert out here. I am not commercial material somehow. I don't know. They hate me, okay? I don't get callbacks. And this was my first callback that I got, and of course it's for Coca-Cola. So they're like, yep, you need to come in tomorrow at 10 a.m. And I immediately text my agent, and I'm like, hey. And I was like, hi, I'm in Virginia. Like, I'm sorry, I can't come in. And they were like, this Coca-Cola, you need to come in for this or we're going to drop you. Like, we're not going to work together anymore. And I was just like, oh my God. Like, I was like, do you know how long it took me and how hard I had to work to get this agent? Like, I am not losing this agent. Plus, I don't want to lose a Coca-Cola spot. They're like, I was like, there's no way I can Zoom. And they were like, no, And they were just like, we're not having it. And they had zero sympathy for me. And they were like, you need to figure out a way to be here. And I was just like, okay, I guess I have to figure out a way to be there.
This is the craziest thing. It really is.
Not mentioned is all the times I'm looking at my mom and my sister going like, I just gotta call back, and like crying, as my mom's just looking at me like, well, I guess you can't go. And I'm just like, oh my god. Oh, and call back, or circle back, I called Abby Cobb. And I was just like, what do I do? Oh my god, like, thank you, Abby Cobb. Like, God, she's a life. How many times I've called her just like, she's off the clock, right? And I'm just like, what do I do? It was kind of like a moment where it was like, choose what you want to be in life. Of like, she was like, this is the life of an actor. And she was like, do you know how many weddings I've missed? How many like family functions I've had to call out of? And she was like, this is just what it is. Is this what you want to do? Like, you got to do it. And I was like, so you would try? And she was like, I would so try. And I was like, okay. And that is one thing about me is like, I'm not a half trier. Like, I either am like a slug and I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Or I'm like, it's 100. Like, you have to do it. So I call my dad, and my dad literally is like, is this a joke? Like, he couldn't believe it. I have been in Virginia less than 24 hours, less than an evening. My dad picked me up from the airport, drove me home. We went to here, and then I got the call. So I've been home maybe 5 hours. And I'm telling my parents I need to fly back. And they're like, what? Still in a little bit of credit card debt for that one. We get in the car and I drive, like, I don't know why my mom, I think she could just tell it was like, you know, in the arms of Jesus, as she would say. I don't know how she let me drive the way I did. I was drifting around those backcountry curves. I don't know how we didn't hit a deer. I was flying home. And so you have my dad looking for flights. I'm pretty sure by that time, my older sister and her husband had arrived in. So I think they were also looking for flights. Eloin's trying, but we don't have service really where we are. So Mom and Eloin are kind of trying. But basically, I have to be at the audition at 10 a.m. in LA, and I'm in Virginia. So everything they're kind of finding is like, that doesn't work. That gets her in at 10 a.m. at the airport. So obviously that doesn't work. Like, nothing was working. They could not find anything. We finally got to my home, and I just walk in, and I am just like, it is just like someone has died. And it's hard because not that they in any point were like, oh, haha, like making light of it. But it is hard where like, when you try to explain to someone, it's just like, the actor plight, right? Where like my mom was kind of like, just miss it. And like my sister was kind of like, why are you doing this? And it is like, you have to, it is like acting is just such a silly little thing of like, we have to upend our lives. And a lot of people don't get it. Not that like I said, my family is like very supportive, but I think it's hard to look from like an outside perspective and be like, what are you doing?
Yeah, no, so fair.
So we somehow find a flight. We found one going out of Cincinnati.
Which, mind you, is how far? How many? Tell them how many hours that is. 6-hour drive.
I think it was a 6-hour drive.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to puke thinking about what I had to do. So basically, I say put it on my credit card, and I'm going to Cincinnati, and I'm flying out. An important fact that I wish I had not told my family, but you don't know, because I was just like, oh, guys, I'm so tired because I had to work. I was on set for something, plus had to work a bar shift right before I flew out. So basically, I was running already on, I think, almost 24 hours of no sleep. And they knew that, and then I was about to, literally, it was nighttime. It was nighttime in Virginia, and I had to drive 6 hours to the airport, then fly, and then, so my dad was freaking out. He was like, you're not going. Like, you can't go. And it was kind of like a little movie magic moment where I looked at Dad and I was like, hey, I love you so much, and I know it's like your job to protect me, but I'm an adult, and I am doing this, and I have to, and I'm like doing it. I know I can do it. Like, I'm not stupid. Like, I don't want to die. I don't want to put my life in danger, and I'm telling you, like, I can do this. Like, you have to let me do this. Gosh. And, like, looking at him, like, letting me do that was just, like, such a moment. Oh, my God. At this point, I also am kind of like, I don't know if I'm coming back. Like, it was just, like, morale is low. And my family is just like, I love my family so much. They decided, they were like, we all have a schedule now. We've all set it up. You have first shift, you have second shift. And as I'm driving through the night, my family calls me every hour to make sure I'm literally like alive and I haven't fallen asleep at the wheel. And so that was like such a beautiful moment of like, this sucks. Like, I don't, like, it wasn't of my own making, yes, but like, I don't want to be doing this, you know, this is not ideal. And so it's just like so bad, and I'm driving by myself. I don't know if I'm going to get to be with my family for Thanksgiving. I had to leave them. And then every hour I get like a cute little phone call where they're just like, how are you? Okay. Make sure you're awake. Okay, I'm going back to bed. And every hour, like a different fan. So that was like, that was beautiful. Also, it's raining. Did I mention that? So it's dead of night, no sleep. It's raining like it's the type where you have to like hold the steering wheel and like sit like this as you like look out the windshield. The worst circumstances. Like, I think I need to make a short film out of this because it's like one of those things where you're saying it and you're like, that would never like, of course, like in the movie, you're like, of course it's raining. You're like, no, bro, that's a true story.
Yep.
I get to the airport, I get on the flight, I try to sleep. I basically get, I think, maybe 4 hours from the flight, get off the flight. My friend Heather picks me up from the airport. Heather, you are a real one. You are a real. Heather is a real one.
Heather is a big MVP in this story.
Heather is an MVP. This story is so long. I'm so sorry. You can just like skip if you want to Ainsley's. I had to be wearing face paint in the audition because they wanted you to show up exactly how you did in the callback from the audition. So this girl not only picks me up from the airport, she also ran to Target, and it's like, 7 a.m. when she had to pick me up, and she lives far away from the airport. It takes, Heather, thank you. Like, I did not deserve that. I did not deserve that. And so she goes to Target, gets me those things, gets me face paint, and so she's driving me from the airport while I'm literally in the car, like, putting on my face paint. I somehow get to the audition with time to spare, y'all. And, oh my God. I go in there, and we're Coke fans. It's the commercial. You all have probably seen it on TV. I'm not in it. LOL. That's the worst part of all this. It would be a movie if I booked the commercial.
Yeah,
sure. I didn't. I did all this work and didn't. That's like the hardest part of like, I went into major credit card debt for something I didn't even, but that's acting. You've seen it. They're at a game, and then the main character, I think he's an African-American guy, he takes the Coke bottle and he like sips it, and it's like game time with Coke or whatever the fuck it is. So, of course, they want to see what we look like if we look good enough drinking their Coke. So at the end, we're all, like, done screaming, and we're all, like, pumped up on adrenaline. I'm cracked out. Little do they know. Like, everyone's like, for this audition, and I am like, like, they were like, that was great. And I'm like, awesome. I'm literally, like, so slap happy. I lift this Coke. We're all in a lineup, and he's, like, it's, like, 7 of us in the room, and he goes, okay, you go. Okay, you go. Okay, you go. And I lift this Coke to my lips. And it's the one singular Coke, I guess, that got shook to fucking oblivion, and it explodes in my mouth. Like, you guys know when a Coke, like, something about that turning up motion made a chemical reaction in my mouth, and it just, like, so imagine, like, everyone's like, this is what it looks like naturally, right? To drink Coke, and you're like, But mine are just, like, you probably see me on the camera, I have to get this audition tape, and I go, and the Coke's like filling my cheeks, and I'm just like, and I'm trying to chug it as fast as I can so that it doesn't go everywhere. I'm like, it's exploding. I can't explode it on the audition floor. I can't look like I hate Coke and I'm puking Coke up. So I'm like guzzling this. I think they definitely thought I was on crack, but some of it is still dribbling down my face. Some of it escapes out, and I look at the camera because they're recording it, and I go, I wipe my mouth and I go, good. What is wrong with me? Like, why did I do that? Just like things that keep you up at night, and you have to like cringe because you're like, I want to puke. Why did I do that? Like, why did I do that? It's bad enough I was like, and then I went, yummy. Like, what? again, keep in mind, I had a full face paint on. So the Coke took the paint and made it run down my neck. So that looks crazy. And then I smear it across my face. And there's paint in my teeth from the Coke coming off my lips. So I looked insane. Like, insane. I remember coming out of the audition room and everyone going at me. I went to the mirror. I finally went to the bathroom and was like, oh my God.
Like, oh, I look rough.
So yeah, that's why I didn't book the Coke commercial. Yeah. And then basically I was like, fuck it. I cannot be depressed and spend Thanksgiving alone. So I bought another flight and I went back home. Give us a cleanser story.
Okay, so I would say one of my like favorite travel stories that I have is last year. This is actually just over a year ago. I was in Kosovo doing my student teaching, and I was doing a little bit of traveling by myself, like right around the end of my time here, because I didn't think I was going to get to come back, and I was like, I need to take advantage of this moment, this time. So this is the first time I'd ever like completely solo traveled, because usually I was like with a friend, or I was just like passing through somewhere, whatever. So I decided to go to Skopje, which is just like a couple hours away, and I was like gonna explore Macedonia, and I was like, ooh, so excited, so fun, got my little Airbnb, and if you have any type of like, I don't know, maybe, I feel like all dads are this way, like all dads are just a little like, hey, you're in a foreign country, you're by yourself as a young single person, and they're just concerned, right? Like, and it makes sense. I get it. We've all seen Taken. We know.
I was literally going to say it's that Taken movie.
Yeah, we all understand. So my dad's a little on edge, and he's like, can you find anyone to go with? I'm like, Dad, it's fine. Like, all my teacher friends are still teaching. I'm just going to go by myself. This is going to be like a last moment for me. It's going to be great. And he's like, oh, okay, well, please, like, be careful, blah, 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 whatever. So they're already a little about the situation. So I go to Skopje. I'm so excited, and I'm just piddling around the city, having the greatest time. And on the weekend, I decide I'm gonna do a couple things. I'm gonna go to this beautiful place called Matka Canyon, which is stunning. If you're ever in Macedonia, Skopje, you should go. And then I decide I'm gonna go to this really famous thing in Skopje, which is like this big cross. It's like this giant metal cross on top of a hill, and you can overlook the whole city. So those are my two things I'm gonna do today. So first one, I go to the public bus station because I am baller on a budget, and I'm like, I'm smart. I can figure this out. I got this. I get on public transportation. It's very early in the morning. It's just like me and one other couple on this bus. We go to Matka Canyon. And I get out, I go hiking at Matka Canyon. There's this like random dog that's following me around. Super nice, super sweet. I'm hanging. I have the best time. I come back down to the exact spot that the bus dropped us off. And I'm waiting for the bus. And I've been looking at the timetable and there's no bus. I'm like, where is this bus? And then I see a flood of people walking up the road. And I was like, oh my gosh, what the heck? So I just stopped one of them. I'm like, hey, did you just get off the bus? And they were like, oh yeah, it's like this many meters down the road. And I was like, why isn't it here? I was so annoyed. And I was just like, okay, so here are my options. I wait 2 hours for the next bus to come.
2 hours?
Yeah, that's what the bus schedule was. I was like, I wait 2 hours for the next bus to come, or I figure this out, because unfortunately there's, just Americans, internationals who are uninformed. And so there's this flood of taxi drivers that are always around this area, right? And I see this other person across the parking lot. Also looks like an uninformed international. So I walk up to this uninformed international and I say, hey, were you waiting for the bus? And he says, yes, I was. And I was like, do you want to split a taxi with me? And he was like, yes. And because I was like, are you going back to Skopje? And he was like, yes, I am. And I was like, great, let's split a taxi. And he says, okay. So we walk up to a taxi driver and like, hey, can we get a taxi back to this place? Also, speaking of, shout out West Virginia, this brother's from West Virginia. And
no
like, oh my
way.
Gosh. Yeah, crazy. Very near to where Sophie and I grew up. And he was like, I'm an accountant and I take 3 weeks every year and I just go travel. And this year I picked the Balkans. And I was like, awesome. So we just split a taxi. That's 30 minutes back to Skopje. It's a great time. We get out of the taxi, we pair a taxi driver. I'm like, hey, nice to meet you, West Virginia. Be on my merry way. I go back to my apartment. Then I'm like, okay, round 2, I'm a brave, adventurous traveler, and I am going to make it to this cross today for sunset. So I make my way back to the bus station, and I get on another bus that takes me up the entire mountain up to this cross where you take a little gondola up, and then it's just beautiful. You can overlook the city. It's so stunning. So I'm up there having a great time, but I'm also like, I'm a smart traveler, and I don't want to be up here when it's dark because I need to get back to the city. So I purposely time this, that I get on the gondola with plenty of time to spare to catch the bus on this bus schedule. So I go back down. I'm at the bus stop, and I'm waiting for the bus, and I'm waiting for the bus, and I'm waiting for the bus, and no bus arrives because it's the Balkans. And in the Balkans, who knows if a bus schedule is true? I'll tell you right now, they're not. They're not
3
true.
for 3 Balkans. You're not doing well with your track record.
No, it doesn't. Okay. And maybe it's just like you've got to know. If you're not a local and you don't know the buses, you don't know the buses. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my gosh. And at this point too, this is like very far out. Like this is not a you walk back to the city situation. You were like out of the city. I'm going to go like a 30-minute drive up this mountain sort of situation. I'm like, shoot, I do not know what to do. And again, there's like yourself? A bunch of taxis. I'm by myself. I'm solo traveling. I don't have anyone.
Like, is there no one else around tourist-wise?
So this is what's happening is at this point, it's getting darker and darker and lots of people are leaving. And I was like, ooh, this is becoming like not good. Like I think I'm pretty good with gut feelings most of the time, and I was like, I need to do something right now.
Also though, hello, like do not leave people stranded up there. You know, if you took the bus up, you gotta
right. I was like, this is not good. So I'm waiting at the bus stop, and this Turkish guy comes over to me, and he's like trying to talk to me, and I was like, I speak English, and so he's got Google Translate out, and we're like talking back and forth on Google Translate. And he's like, do you know when the bus is coming? And I was like, this is what my schedule says. I don't know where the bus is. And he's like, okay, crazy, wild, whatever. So he walked, and it's just him and his other buddy. And so he walks back to his buddy, and I'm like, okay, well, at least I'm not the only one waiting for the bus. At least I'm not the only uninformed international. Because sometimes it's like, Americans. I'm like, no, like, if the bus schedules aren't working, like, that's not an American problem. Anyway,
and that's a point against you, Balkans.
What I do is I take matters into my own hands, and I say, I will figure out a way out of this situation. So I walk down the hill to the taxis that are all waiting there, just waiting to catch you in their Venus flytrap of a overcharge. And I was like, okay, but you know what? You got to do what you got to do, and I need to get out of here before it's like dark and sketchy things are happening up here. I don't know. So I talked to this taxi driver who speaks very broken English, and I'm like, how much is it to take a taxi to Skopje? And he says, I don't remember, I want to say it was like 30 euro. And at the time, and still, if you know me, I'm a bit of a cheapskate. I don't like to overpay for things. Sophie knows. I am like, how can we do this very cost efficiently? So I'm like, this is not cost efficient. So I want to say it was like 20 euro. Maybe. It might have been more. I don't remember. So it's somewhere in the 20 to 30 euro range. And I'm like, that's too much for me. I don't like that. So I say, can I get some friends and split the taxi? And he says yes. I'm like, awesome. So I walk back up the hill. I walk up to my little Turkish friends.
Matters into her own hands.
Ansley taking matters into her own hands. And I walk up to these Turkish friends, and I'm like, hey, do either of you speak English? Because the one who talked to me did not speak English. And his friend goes, yeah, I speak English. And I say, awesome. And I say, do you guys want to split a taxi with me? I do not think the bus is coming. And he's like, yes, I do want to split a taxi with you. And
yes,
like, great. So the three of us.
And that's
called
consent.
And I also thinking in my head, I'm like, this is good. Like, there's enough of us in the taxi that,
I don't like those two guys that knew, but that's
no, here's the thing, though. Either I get in a taxi with a guy who's just this random Macedonian driver that I know nothing about, or I get into a taxi with two Turkish guys and a Macedonian. None of them have spoken to each other. They don't have the same interests, right?
And it's also different when, like, you can tell if someone's planning something. Of like,
right.
Do you want to get in this taxi with us? Whereas you come up and you're like, hey, get in this taxi with
honestly,
me.
sometimes I get flack from people.
The
I'm
power
like, yeah,
as a woman.
right, exactly. And sometimes I do get flack for this, like from I remember my dad was like,
yeah,
what?
I'm like,
I was
did
like,
you tell your dad? That's crazy.
Yeah, I did, because after it happened.
All things considered, of like what I agree, like what else are you gonna do in that situation?
What else are you gonna do?
You can't stay. You do need to go. So what's the best way to go?
Right. So I was like, do I get in this taxi by myself, or do I get in a taxi with these other guys that, like, if something happens, hopefully Turkish guys who seem kind of, okay, are in the taxi with me. I chose option B. So they come with me. We get into the taxi, and the taxi driver says, okay, yep, sounds good. Here's how much it is. But this time, this is a very important part of the story, he gives it to us in Macedonian currency, which is a very different, which is like a different, what's the word I'm looking for?
Translation. Yeah, I get you.
You know what I'm talking about?
Like a different.
You guys get her? Yeah, I was about to say whatever that word is.
They told me they got you. Yeah.
So it's a different.
The chitters understand.
The chitters get it. So we get in the taxi. I'm in the front seat. The two Turkish guys hop in the back, and we're zoom on our merry way. And I'm like, wow, I have problem solved. I am a solo traveling girl. Look at me go. So then we're zooming down the mountain. The Turkish guys in the back, they're chatting in Turkish. I think nothing of it. I'm just like, do on my way back to Skopje. And then I'm hearing some Turkish voices getting a little ruffled, a little riled up in the back. And I'm like, what's going on back there? And my Turkish friend who speaks English is like, hey, you told us it was going to be 20 euros between the three of us. And I said, yeah, that's what the driver told me. And he said, well, the number he just told us in Macedonian currency is, I don't remember what it was, let's say 26 euros. And I was like, oh no, like he told me it was going to be 20 euros for the three of us. So the Turkish guy talks to the driver and is like, hey, you told us it was going to be 20 euros. And he said, yeah, it's 20 euros for one person. For three people, it's 26.
Bro,
and in my head,
he's really jacking that up. Sure. And then you go back and say,
no, for me, I was like, am I gonna pay 2 extra euros? Sure, I'll pay 2 extra euros. I was like, man, I'm on my way downhill. Whatever, this is fine. Turkish guys do not feel this way. Turkish guys are very upset. And Turkish guys
are they upset with you?
Oh, no. They're not upset with me. They're upset with the driver. And they're like, you're a scammer. You're such a scammer. And which is true. And the driver's like, no, I'm not. Blah, blah, blah. So they're kind of fighting back and forth. Again, driver speaks very broken English. So also I'm kind of like, I don't know.
Are they arguing in English?
Yes, in English, but very like broken, right? And there's like Macedonian thrown in and Turkish thrown in and words that I don't know.
Traveling
so then at this point,
such a fun life, you guys.
Oh, I do. And the Turkish guy turns to me and he's like, okay, well, are you going to pay 26 euros? And I was like, I mean, if he gets us down the mountain, I guess. I was like, I don't know. And the Turkish guy said, oh, okay, whatever. And so he sits back down for a second, but then I don't remember why they get riled back up. But then it turns into a full-on screaming match in the car where this Turkish
between the driver and the Turkish.
Yes, between the driver and the Turkish man. And he is so upset. And he's like, you're such a scammer. You better give us our money. Like, we are not paying 26 euros. And so the driver is like, that's fine. I'll kick you out right now. I can take you back up the mountain. And I'm like, I don't want to go back up the mountain. I want to get back down to Skopje. And so at this point, I'm just kind of like sitting in the front seat and like, oh no.
I just looked up because I was curious. I looked up, do the Turks and the Macedonians hate each other? They don't.
Oh, they don't. No, I don't think they do. And also, I will say, some of my friends who I've told this story to are like, oh, we know Turkish people. They're friends. They're just that way. I'm like, okay, well, I don't know. Because just wait till the end of the story, because then it really is like, oh, interesting. So then after they say, we'll kick you out of the car, I was like, I don't want to get kicked out of the car. And then the guy in the back seat's like, I need to talk to your boss. I want my money. Blah, 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 blah. And then the driver is like, I'll take you to jail if you don't give me my money. I'll drive you to the
Did I know this story?
I don't know.
I've never heard this story.
It's a good one.
I'll take you to jail.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I can't go to the Macedonian jail. Oh my gosh. And so then the Turkish guy in the back goes, you take us to jail. My buddy's a Turkish police officer. You take us to jail. I'll put you in jail. I'll take you to court. Like, just crazy things being said in this car. Meanwhile, I'm literally in the front seat going,
just the male alpha energy, and you're just like,
no, literally, I'm sitting in the front seat. I'm just like, Lord Jesus, please help.
At that point, I would have been like, here's the €6. Oh my God.
No, literally, I was like, I will pay it. I was like, I don't care. Just please don't take me to a Macedonian prison. So then the Turkish guy's like, I want to talk to your boss. And he's like, fine. So the driver calls his boss, and his boss apparently speaks Turkish. So what then proceeds to happen is he gives him the phone, they're chatting in Turkish on the phone, and then he hands the phone back up, and they're chatting in Macedonian, and he hands the phone back, and they're talking in Turkish. I have no idea what's going on. I have no clue what's going on. I'm literally just
sitting in the seat. Is he still driving during this time?
Yep, he's driving the whole time. I'm just like, I have no idea what's going on right now. So then finally, Turkish guy hands the phone back up and goes, your boss says it's okay. And the Macedonian goes, €20 okay? He goes, yep, says it's okay. He's like, okay. So we drive back down. We get to Skopje. We get out of the car. The Turkish guys are the essence of delight, are just like, hey man, thank you so much, brother. You did such a favor, blah, 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 blah. They hang out with me and they're like, hey, thank you so much. It's been so nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. We go our separate ways. And I'm just like,
what level now we have to, what level of yelling was it? Was it like yelling?
Yelling. I'm not exaggerating. I'm talking yelling in the car. When I'm trying to tone it down for the mic. When he's like, I will take you to jail. It was like yelling in this car. And then when we get out, like I said, essence of just friendly people. It's just like, hey, thank you so much. Have a great night. The driver's like, yeah, man, no problem. Have a great night. See you later, blah, blah, blah. And so then I walk back to my Airbnb. I sit there for a second, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. I change clothes because it's getting very cold. I'm also starving at this point. I go to the old bazaar. I find a place. I order my food. I'm sitting there reading my book, and then I see someone walk up to me, and I get a hand in my face. I know, right? I lift my head up. It's the Turkish guys who have found me on the street. And my Turkish friend who doesn't speak English is just like, hey, have a great night, and like walks away. And I'm just sitting there like,
oh my God.
And that was my
That's also
time.
Like a part in a TV show where you're just like, this would never actually happen.
Oh my gosh, it was crazy. I wish so badly I had like a recording of it. It's those moments I'm like, I wish I had this so that people just like knew what, because it was just crazy.
I feel like that is one thing I will say of like, I feel like that is kind of Western culture of like, once you yell, you're like done. Like, we are enemies now. And I feel like that's something like in more Eastern cultures.
Yes, they just like
no, we're
raise their
just passionate. It's okay.
Yes, and it is just like very much a thing. It's like, hey, you're not gonna scam me. And even like my friends will be like, oh yeah, if I'm in like Greece or something, my friends Greek, they're like, do not talk, do not let them know you're American. I will do all the talking, and it's just very normal to be like to do like the bartering situation, and then you get out and you're fine. It's just how it is.
Guys, Ansley making it through. Ansley, an international traveler.
So Italy.
We're going for the longest episode ever. Sorry, you guys. But
if you want to cut it out, just cut it out. You know,
cut it out.
This is the episode. This is the episode where you deep clean the house. This is the one. We should have told you that at the beginning, but we didn't. Sorry. And you know, we've been giving you guys some 45 minutes. That's nothing. That's a cute drive.
Child this play. One, we got you guys. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so setting. The place is Rome. The time is morning. What else should I say? The characters are Soph and Anne's. Yours truly.
It's a whole
so we're going to Florence. It is. It was a company move because we did Rome, Florence, Venice. So we're moving from Rome to Florence. And if you've ever been to Rome, you know that there's like the big central train station, right? So we are getting on a metro to go to the central train station in Rome to catch the train to Florence. So what's happening first is, I think this is kind of an important detail. Sophie has like a typical roller suitcase, which is totally normal to have. However, the streets in Italy are not conducive to a roller suitcase because they're all very old streets, all with like cobblestones everywhere.
Pro tip.
So it's just like
don't
generally
bring one to Italy.
Don't bring one to Italy, bring a backpack or something that's not on the road. So in general, it's like a little tricky for Sophie, I think, to get around the streets.
My suitcase keeps like flipping over.
It's not good. So the first thing is Sophie and I go to the metro and we're going to get on the metro. Another important part of this story actually to preface is Sophie's data is not super working. It's been like very sketchy, very in and out. We're not really sure why. And so most of the time we've been using my phone to do like navigation and all these things. So I'm navigating us to be like, okay, we need to get on this stop. We need to get off this stop, blah, 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 blah. So we go to the metro, and it's very full. It is a very full metro, crowded, as many city metros are. And the doors open, and I've got my backpack on.
Ainsley is also she's a traveler. Ainsley's a pusher. She pushes through. I hate crowds. I don't like touching people.
It's just how it goes. Yeah.
I hate when people touch me, so I try to give people respect and not touch them. But sure.
So what happens is So I muscle in to this metro and the doors close. I turn around. This is another movie moment. We could make a movie out of all these things together. I turn around. Sophie is not on the metro.
Doors closed
and Sophie is literally sitting there going, puts her hand up. I put my hand up and I'm just like, oh God, please help us.
I was like, no, it was like a horror movie where I'm like, no, and then the train goes. And I'm like, I am without a phone in a foreign country, and I am not a capable person. Like, Ainsley's like, I will figure this out, like, I'll get a taxi. And I'm like, well, I'm going to die and get human trafficked. So I'm like panicking. I'm like, don't cry. You cannot cry as a full-grown woman.
I think this is also just another great part of Italy. Sophie has a pink trench coat and the unicorn backpack and her roller suitcase. So it also just like the vision of American. Sophie. Everyone knows she's American. Every single person that sees Sophie's like, oh my gosh, this girl has no idea what's going on. So it's also that. No, but you know what I'm saying? No, not a loser. But like in Italy, it's just like it was the essence of like American. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, but she looked awesome the whole trip.
So that was very scary. I catch the next, they just keep going. So I do catch the next one. And then Ainsley waited for me, thank God.
Because I got off at the train station. I am praying. I'm like, Lord Jesus, please let Sophie know where to get off. Please, please, please.
I was
like, oh my gosh.
I don't know how I knew, actually. I think just remembered you saying
about it. Yeah, I think we had talked about it. I said, we're looking for this stop.
And you know what's hilarious is usually I am not the best person to travel with. Like, I'm that type B friend where I'm just like, where are we going? And poor Ainsley has to be like, I know everything and I have everything on lock because I'm just like, da-da-da. And so usually I don't listen. Like, Ainsley's like, we're going here, and I'm just like, la la la. So thank goodness that for some reason I clocked in at that one moment where I was like, we're going here, we're stopping there, good.
So first crisis averted.
So I got off, but then this is an important fact, because Ainsley had to wait and we missed the first bus, we're a little behind now.
A little behind, which we had given ourselves plenty of time. I was not worried about the train, right? Like we had given ourselves lots of time. I wasn't worried about it. But what I also don't think I calculated in, and I don't think I realized this as it was our first time in Rome, this train station was massive. And I did not realize how long it was going to take us to walk from the metro where we got off to the train where we needed to get to. So we're walking through the train station, and we're walking, and we're walking, and we're walking. And then I'm looking at my time, and I'm like, oh, shoot. We've been walking for a long time at this point. And I'm like, this is not the greatest. So we get up to the train station. At this point, it's go time. The train is leaving very soon. I want to say under 5 minutes. So at this point, we have less than 5 minutes to get on this train. We're like, oh my gosh, trying to figure all
speed walking, and I am getting kind of nervous because
Sophie doesn't like to speed walk. Sophie does not speed walk.
It
does not like to speed walk.
It gets my heart pounding.
So I am booking and I am speed walking because I'm like, oh my gosh, we're gonna miss our train. So I'm moving very quickly, and then Also, in Rome, you have to go through these little, like, gates where you scan your tickets. This is one of my favorite parts. You have to scan your ticket to get in. Sophie, as we mentioned before, her phone has been on the fritz. And one thing that I didn't think to mention to Sophie, because I will say, in Sophie's defense, this is the first time she's ever traveled internationally by herself as an adult. I mean, we were together, but, like, without her family.
I think really internationally, yeah, period.
Really at all, yeah, but since the time you were like 10. Like, this was the first time since you were like 10. So I always like screenshot my tickets just in case something happens with my phone. I did not mention this to Sophie. So we get up there and Sophie's like, my train ticket's not pulling up. It's not working. So if Sophie's train ticket doesn't pull up, she can't even get through the gate to get on the train. And so I'm like,
no one goes around. It's not like it's not like, I don't know. I feel like in America you can look around and be like, sir, help me. Like there was no one around to like help us.
There was nobody like a worker. There were no workers. There's a ton of people, but there's no like workers.
And so Ansley's like shoot. So Ansley's through again. We're separated. Ansley went through the one side, and she's just like looking at me from the other side as I'm just like trying to load it. And Ansley's like, the train's leaving. Like, it's literally, like, last boarding. And the train's, like, what would you say, 100, 200 yards away still?
Yeah.
Ah! So, I finally get it to load. But by the time it loads, a fucking Swedish family gets in front of us. And they're all, like, and there's only, of course, 2 little things that you can go through. There's, in this huge, like, there's everyone around, and there's only 2 things. So they're clogging the entire thing, and Ansley's just like, you have to just go.
I'm like, go. Sophie, come on.
And I'm like, all right, Ansley would do it. So I fucking big body this little Swedish girl out of the way, and I'm like, scusi! And I just like hit.
That was the best part. You were like,
scusi! I was so stressed because Ansley literally she went, Sophie, we have to go now. And I was like, scusi! And I just kind of like hip check her out of the way. I still feel bad. I hope that family made it on the train.
Is like trying to figure out how to get through, and they're like,
their phones were loading. And they're like, they were doing the thing where like they were tapping and it wasn't working for them. It
wasn't working, yeah.
But I get through at the cost of a child, and then we run. We ran. I hate running. It's so
Sophie has to scoop up her carry-on.
I'm running with a suitcase and in a trench coat.
So we run. I kid you not. It was again a movie moment. We jump on this train and it leaves. I want to say close. 10 seconds later. Like it was so
my god.
So then
my heart
Sophie and I technically have like different. Like, we have different seats on this train or whatever, but I think we just were like, no. I was like, if someone makes us move, they make us move. So Sophie and I, like, collapse into
I think it took us it took us the entire train ride of just, like, when you're trying to recover your nervous system.
We did not talk. We just sat there. Sophie was like, do you want an earbud? And I was like, yes. She gives me an earbud. First time I've ever heard Noah Kahan. I distinctly remember that because I'm stressed out of my freaking mind. And then I hear Stick Season coming on. I'm just like, oh, what a beautiful song. And I just remember so distinctly being like, wow, I'm okay. You know, maybe that's why I love him to this day. He just like takes me back to that moment. And then we get to Florence and we're just like, oh my
Should we take a nap?
Gosh. Should we take a nap?
But we made it.
That was our train story in Italy.
We made it.
So these are some good stories. We have good stories.
And that's on story time for y'all. That's some story time.
Story time.
And I'm glad that your house is now clean because of us. Okay?
You're welcome.
So thin ends. Why are you saying it so slow?
Because I'm trying to match with you, but I think
say it like a normal person.
Okay, ready?
So thin ends out.
We're done.